Hello, I'm Eric, and welcome to my madness. Today, I'll be looking at the Galactic Empires collectible card game. Specifically, I've got some Time Gates and Primary Edition booster boxes here, and an old Time Gates magazine ad that I found. One of the old magazines I have I thought was kind of neat. So, what my plan for these two booster boxes is, I'm going to open about half of the packs in there. Maybe more. I'll open at least half though. And the reason why it may be more is because I'm chasing a card. Every single booster box of Galactic Empires had one super rare in it. One of the packs, one of the very rare cards in the pack, would be replaced by a super rare, an entity card, which they were all strength 10. It might be an S10 or a T10, but they're all strength 10. So unless there was a mix up with these boxes, there should be in one of the boosters one entity card. My plan is I'm either going to open half the packs or I'll chase until I find the entity card. Hopefully, I'll have some sealed packs left over because I want to hang on to some sealed packs just for the fun of it. So I'm going to start out with the primary edition, which I already opened this up in a previous video, and I took out four packs altogether. I opened two packs while I was opening the starter decks, and two more packs while I was opening the booster decks. So I have slightly less than half the packs here. I'm hoping to find myself the entity card. And as usual, got to get that out of the way so that it'll focus, because it does not like to focus sometimes. Got the comm officer, space debris. And this being primary edition had four main empires in it and some minors. Here's a Vectrian ship, and here's an Endirigan ship. These are two of the minor empires. In this, Krebs Pincher Destroyer, Halen Small Red Nebula, and a pirate ship, multi-purpose phasers, and a Radiation Dragoness. Shadow, Base Station, Pirate Cache, Research Base, Nova, Information Leak, Nuclear Mine, Ion Storm, Get Heavy Cruiser, another multi-purpose phasers. This one, if you look on the bottom, it says foreign technology to all but the Bolar and Endirigan. So this is an example of a card. It's Empire specific, but not completely Empire specific. Eslick's Eye and Targeting Error. Galactic Empires had rules for technology cards where a technology card could be foreign or exclusive technology. Foreign technology could be used by other empires if they had a proper card to translate it. So you might have a foreign technology expert of some sort, like an engineer who could adapt the technology to be used on another ship. Exclusive technologies could only be used on ships that belong to one specific empire. So I believe the Krebs armor, which showed up in several of the other packs that I opened and starter decks, and supply lines. Krebs armor was exclusive, whereas, and there is the entity card for this deck. So this is the Dragon Queen, and I forget if it's the Queen or the King. I have a butt ton of them. Let's see, where am I looking? I'm looking here. So one of the things I did with this set here is I actually have hidden in here the number of cards that I own because I keep track of it and then just upload it on my website. So, let's see. I'm looking for Space Dragon, which is a minor empire right there. I'm going to go to the bottom of it. So there's Nemo, the Dragon King. I have 8 of him. The Dragon Queen, I have 4 of her. So now I have 5. So at least I got the right one. Whoop, there we go. At least I got the right one. So I can always make up more decks of one sort or another for dragons or that use dragons. But you can only have one of an entity card in your deck. Or distribution nodes, Millennium Melting, Krebs scout ship, and a clipper frigate. So these are an example of the 2 Krebs types of ships. A cruiser and a capsule that you could play together, and they would combine and become one ship. A nice particle field. Practice. Vessel Excite. I've gotten a lot of those for some reason. Monster healing are useful. Stellar map. False Mine. Sigri 3. Meteor Shower. Planetary Phaser Bank. So the Argonian here, they're always kind of nice. They're a little underpowered. Less weaponry than a lot of the other empires. The Mechad tend to be pretty decently powerful, but they have their EMFs, the way they work, they have to be energized every single turn, which means they use a lot of energy. Commando and a Solar Dragoness. So the Commando is a pictured Klydon from later sets. The Empire wouldn't show up until New Empires, which was the next set after this one. Heavy weapon, heavy shuttlecraft, successful mine sweeping, and something on planet. Millennium Melting, defensive warfare, injury, robust Lactor, space vertigo, supercomputer, suicide squad, and black hole. Supercomputer is actually a reasonably useful card for a Mechad deck. Of course, I've probably gotten 2 or 3 of them so far. And according to the deck building rules, you can only stock 3 of them in one deck. Deck building rules allowed you to stock 1 strength 10, 2 exactly identical strength 9s or 8s, 3 exactly identical strength 7s or 6s, 4 exactly identical strength 5s or 4s, and then up to 8 exactly identical of strength 1 through 3. So the stronger the card, the fewer of them you can have in your deck generally. Although there are a lot of lower strength cards that have some specific uses that are good. Basic maneuvers. Slick bargaining. Oh, my shoulder's getting sore. Doing too many of these. I'm leaning in to do them for my camera here. Active dust cloud, minesweeper. Basic maneuvers, crab pulsar, and that would be the very rare demigod diversion. I think the primary edition didn't have any foil cards. New Empires is where they started doing that. Gonna see any foil cards here. Foil cards were pretty rare anyway. They either were on ultra rare cards or on the entity cards. Then they stopped doing them because they're a little more expensive. Pulsar C7 Doctor. Now, see, this is the very rare version of the Doctor. I said they accidentally reprinted the C2 Doctor. They made it a C7. The C2 Doctor produced one research point. That version of the C7 produced one research point, and this one produces three. So leaving it as it was, this version's better if only for that. And here's a Dragon's Lair. I have a ton of these, but they're useful in a dragon deck. Every dragon deck should have two. Because, first of all, it's got a repair point that can be used to heal, repair dragons. But every single Dragon's Lair card gives a bonus to other Dragon's Lair cards if they're in play, and vice versa. So if you have the C8 and the C7 Dragon's Lair card, or the C8 and the C9 Dragon's Lair card from Primary and Universe, they they would buff each other. But then if you got the C7 from Primary, that one would buff it. And then there's a promotional C6 Dragon's Lair that would buff off of them as well. So if you can get all of them in your deck, that's really nice. Grab his Minesweeper. There's another C7 Doctor. Ancient Molting. Adds 5 points to strength of a D dragon. So there were molting cards. See 1, 3, 5. I think there's a 7, and then there's a 9. It's not a molting card, but like a automaton dragon or something. I don't remember off the top of my head. More distribution nodes. There's a stronger distribution node, which I haven't gotten yet here. Gives 3 distribution node points. It's communication. So this is some vaguely Star Wars-esque picture. I really did like the artwork on these. They look a little dated now compared to a lot of the current artwork, but most of these, the artwork was pretty decent. Some of it's not so much, but Mutineer. So 3 more packs puts me halfway. Salt Carrier. There were a lot of very common cards in Galactic Empires too, especially the early sets that helped fill out a deck but weren't too useful. Some of the very rares, like this one, were decent, but not great. But like a lot of the early collectible card games, a lot of hit and miss. Here's the card that's sitting down here. This is Argonian hull rotation. Basically allows an Argonian ship to rotate its hull to avoid some damage, spreading the damage out across its shields, essentially. T Hunter. Let's go. There's my shoulder acting up. Pirate and R/O emergency damage control. This one they accidentally put the wrong background on it. It has the background of an equipment card when it should be an occurrence card, which are kind of a gray color. Let's see. There's an occurrence card. It should have been that color. Another supercomputer. Monster Overstrike. Doubles the damage caused by a monster or dragon. This is good because it's a reaction card. It's one of those things you can drop in a reaction to another card play, in reaction to what's going on in the game. And time gates. This one, I opened a few booster boxes of this back in the day, but one of my regrets was always I never saved a booster box for some reason. The early booster boxes, I was buying so many of them. I kept buying them and tossing them out, and then I just stopped buying them. Well, a couple years after that, I started scanning in the boxes and the cards to make my card museum, and I didn't have a box. And to this day, the card museum still doesn't have a good uh, it doesn't have a good scan of the time gates box on it. Well, that's about to change. Probably overpaid for the privilege of doing that. But I figured, what the heck? I haven't opened time gates in a very long time. 50-50 chance I'm pulled the right stack with the entity. Super rare, so we'll see if I find that. Come on. The acceleration. Discard delay, temporal transporter. Time exchange and an instant reaction. Mission time trap. Cessation of engagement. Time evacuation. Capture. Another shipping delays. Swark breed. Just a fate. Discard delay. Transporter. Time exchange. Another instant reaction. Premonition. Time trap. Cessation of engagement. Shipping delays. Swark breed. Comprehension. Stellar gas cloud. I'm saving the shipping delays. We'll see if I can assemble a whole bunch from them. There's a Time Knight, one of the three empires in this deck. Temporal Shuttle. Ship from the future. Discard exchange. Skinned Eel. Time Wave. Oh, my back and my shoulder. Season, Percept Action, Time Merchant, Time Dragon. This one's actually pretty useful. H5 anti-time minefield, time jump. Another time knight. The last one was a 1/9. This one is a 9/1. And that is absolutely gorgeous artwork right there. Temporal shuttle. Ship from the future. Discard exchange. Pure skinned phaser eel. Time wave. Out of season. Monster halt. Temporal ion storm. Continuum disorder. This one kind of looks blah, but it's actually kind of neat too. Would have been a lot better if they'd actually foiled that one. Time gap generator. Temporal snake. Distortion generator. Time ship. Just curled the corner up on that one. Accelerated burn. Temporal shifter. Space time diversion. That was pretty neat. Picture anyway. Time gate. Time compression. Time capsule. Time merchant. And another time dragon. The reason why the time dragon's pretty neat is time breath. Time breath allows it to do 1 damage to all of the ships in an opponent fleet. So if you're playing a large game where an opponent might have 3, 4, 5, 6 ships, it could do 6 damage. The Starwell, and you can see this isn't one of the better hologram foil cards, but it's kind of neat. It would have been nice if it had more of an effect. It's relocation, stasis canister, unlucky crew action, lost in space, trophy hunter, temporal fighter, cessation of events, cessation of time, time thief, anti-time exchange, and cessation of production. Now this one you can see, again, it's a little difficult to read text on some of these backgrounds. So not too bad, but one of the downsides of this game accelerated burn, suspended animation, temporal shifter, space-time diversion, time gate, time compression, genic convict, time keeper, aurora borealis, entity swap, blood, and time capsule. And there's my entity card. The set, C10 Father of Time. Player with the most recently played Father of Time and Play decides where every discard goes, to the discard pile or the bottom of the deck. As you can see, that's a pretty powerful card, which it should be for being a C10. Cessation of Events. Dream State. Artwork's pretty nice too. Cyber Cyst. Swark Beast. There's another switch. Time Evacuation. Capture. Shipping delays, and a Swark Breed. So I picked the right side of the booster box, I guess. Got my entity out of the way. Phaser Distorter. Phaser Distorter. Phaser Distorter. Lost in Space. Trophy Hunter. Temporal Fighter. Cessation of Events. Dream State. Cyber Cyst. Swark Beast. Entity Swap. Set those aside because they're getting in my way a little. I think this is the first Chernoan ship I've had in these, other than the 2 packs I opened early on. The Time Ship. Skin Phaserial. Mirror Skin Phaserial. Mirror Skin Phaserial. Come on, really? This down a little here. I don't know if that'll help. It's helping my back a little. Accept Action. Invasion Force. Cyber Cyst. Really shipping it. Out of Phase World. Time Wave. Accelerated Aging. And Time Screen. Modified Timeline. That is not a foil card. Sequential Continuum. Yet another crinkled timeline. Coral Mechanic. Time Enclave. Time Expansion. Time Skip. Swark Breed. Another Shipping Delays. Another Veterinarian. Time Enclave. The Time Tornado. And here we have a C37 Time Knight. Yeah, that's not working well either. Yeah. Accelerated Burn. Temporal Shifter. Time Diversion. Time Gate. Time Compression. Convict. Timekeeper. Criminal Judge. Time Fiend. That looks nasty. Time Evacuation and Crew Capture. Future Ship. This is actually a really good card. I think I only have a couple of these, so it's nice to get some more. Ship has twice as many phasers and it can use foreign technology. accelerated burn, temporal shifter, space time diversion, time gate, time compression, cryogenic convict, out of phase world, time wave, accelerated aging, and time screen. So that looks more like a ground based laser of some sort. Almost looks like a Star Wars ice planet defense weapon of some sort. It's actually a pretty decent base too. B8, not great, but and some of the artwork was lackluster. Wreckage survivors, space time portal, and a criminal judge. Another time fiend. I've got a few more of these. I'm gonna pack it up. H9 time wave. 3 accelerated burn. Oral shifter. Space time diversion. Time gate. Time compression. Convict timekeeper. Time merchant. Time dragon. Anti-time minefield. Time jump. Timeline alteration. Time trap. Cessation of engagement. Past transmission. Swark breed. Search mandator. Future transmission. Time capsule. This one has that darn monster again. Susan Van Camp piece of art. Temporal compression. Stellar gas cloud. Wreckage survivor. And space time portal. There's another time knight. I wish I knew what made it refocus. Out of season. Intercept action. Invasion force. This one actually looks pretty cool. Cyber cyst. Early shipment. Distortion generator. Time ship. Oral correction. This is another one that actually would have looked a little better if it was foil. Quantum occurrence. Another shipping delays. And a Swartz breed that jumped to its doom. Here's a Starburst accelerator. One last foil out of the pack. And this isn't highly foiled, but it looks pretty neat. Time wave. Out of season. Intercept action. Invasion force. Cyber cyst. Early shipment. Distortion generator. The shipping delays. Another Swark breed following the shipping delays. Temporal comprehension. And stellar gas cloud. Let's see, what do I got here? That one he's bearing down. That one he's standing up. That one he's falling all the way down. the same as that one. That's the same as that one. So I got 5 of them here from the looks of it. The total of 10. It's down. Guy starts to fall. Guy falls down. Guy's all the way on his ass. Got an animated GIF on my website that has the full 10 pieces of that. So that's it for now. I got a half a box of time gates and a half box of primary edition, which I'll be hanging on to. And if you actually watch me all the way through, thank you much. Have yourself a good day. See you around. HMI Module Alpha Humana on approach to Space Station Mercury.